be a tough one. Ryan Braun. Does anybody think that Ryan Braun may even go undrafted? Okay? But I'll take the position that Ryan Braun may have a little bit left. And how much is a little? Here it is. Ryan Braun, to me, is he'll hit you about 270. He'll get you the 20 home runs, okay? He's 36 years old. He'll get you the 75 RBIs. And he's aged gracefully enough to steal you 7, 8, 9 bases, okay? He didn't show any signs of slowing down last year, okay? He posted a 964 OPS after the All-Star break. And he hit double digits in steals. I mean, last year, take a look at his numbers from last year. Not bad. I mean, really not bad. So, to me, Ryan Braun is going to work out a lot at first base in 2020. He's not going to be the team's primary option, but as a late game pick, you could do a lot worse than taking Ryan Braun. Just heard a big noise from upstairs. Keston Hiura, who is taking a lot of confidence in this kid. Second-year player. Now, don't forget, second-year players, they go back and they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The pitchers and the coaches go back and they say, let's fix it. Let's pitch them a little different. If these players don't make adjustments, he hit 303 last year. I will say he'll hit about 285 to 290. He hit 19 home runs last year. I'll say he'll hit about the same. Okay, he destroyed AAA pitchers. Okay, with the Travis Shaw injury, he got called up a little sooner than he was supposed to, but still, he has gotten. There's a lot of people who think he'll hit around 300. He'll hit you well over 20 home runs and steal you double-digit bases. Okay, so this kid's pretty good. Whoa, good morning. What are you doing?
Waking up.
Waking up. Okay. Let's get in the chat room, okay? Greg is not here. You got to open up the doors. Let everybody in.
Nobody came?
No, Greg is not here. Stephen Culps is here. Good morning, Stephen. Okay. Over at third base, shortstop Luis Urias. Now, he's going to be out for a while. So grab Orlando Arcia to fill in. But Urias, who I saw and I loved him, he's a very heady, he's a better baseball player than he is a fantasy player. That's for sure. So Urias will be lost maybe for the first part of the season. At third base, you got Eric Sogard and Jed Jerko. There's nothing there. Nothing. The outfield, Avisail Garcia, who was the right-handed complement. Ben Gamel is the lefty. I got to tell you, Avisail Garcia, here's one guy you just never know. I'm going to project Avisail Garcia, and I've liked him a lot over the years, but he's never come through for me. He'll hit you about 275 with 15 to 20 home runs and 7 to 10 stolen bases. That's Avisail Garcia. The other outfielders that they have that are worth anything, you have not just Avisail Garcia, Lorenzo Cain and Corey Ray. Now, Lorenzo Cain could be on the backside of his career. That's right, Lorenzo Cain. I'm not spending the extra dollar for Lorenzo Cain. I do think that Lorenzo Cain could be, we probably could have seen the best for Lorenzo Cain. I am saying to you, for Lorenzo Cain, I'm saying he's going to hit 275, 10 home runs, and maybe 15 steals. He is 33 years old. He shined in 2018 in Milwaukee, but he took a step back last year. Worst OPS since 2013. Bottom 10 of all Major League players in WRC+. Stole just 18 bases last year after averaging 28 the previous 2 years. Okay? So his walk rate went down. He had a career low of 301 BABIP. Played through a couple of hand injuries and leg injuries. But I do think that I will not spend the extra dollar for Lorenzo Cain. And finally, Christian Yelich. What are you going to say about Yelich that hasn't already been said by a million people? Christian Yelich. And by the way, once again, on the Mookie Betts thing, do not allow the rule, if you're in an only league, of losing a player if he's traded to another league. Just don't do it. Christian Yelich, boy oh boy, 300 or more, 35 home runs, 100 RBIs, 20 stolen bases. Look, he was cut off at 130 games. 130 games. We have to see how he's expected to recover from his injury that he had early in the offseason. So his health should not be a concern. Expected and should. With Christian Yelich. If I'm going to spend $40 on a player, it's not going to be Christian Yelich at age 28. With this Milwaukee team, as the team goes, so goes the players. I think the Milwaukee team has hit a little bit of a down cycle. Josh Hader's going to be the closer. Who else could close on this team? Freddie Peralta's in the bullpen. Alex Claudio, soft-tossing lefty. Look, Hader's going to get the saves. There's Corey Knebel. We're going to talk about Corey Knebel. That's Knebel. Remember Corey Knebel? I'm gonna say that Corey Knebel's got that elbow injury, and it looked like last year he was going to open up as the closer, but an elbow injury, Tommy John surgery, cost him the entire season. So he's not expected to be ready opening day. But he could be good to go somewhere in the middle of the season. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Reserve pick, put him on your DL. He could be a pick later in the season. Woodruff is the only pitcher that I would absolutely recommend, and I like him a lot. I think Woodruff will give you a 3-2 with a 1-1 and 185 strikeouts. Look, he missed 2 months with an oblique injury, and he could have finished in the top 10 in all of wins, strikeouts, and WAR. His first season as a starter. So there you go, and that's the pitching staff for the. I'm not gonna talk about Lauer or Hauser or Lindblom or Anderson. There's nobody here that I'm really recommending. Let's talk about the prospects now for the Brewers. And prospects we have, nobody jumps off the page. Bryce Terang, second baseman, shortstop. He's 20 years old. He's just well-rounded and has got good speed. He stole 30 out of 35 bases. Keep his name in mind. Bryce Terang, second base, shortstop. Stole 30 out of 35 bases. Tristan Lutz, nothing great. Power, very strong arm. A corner outfielder, 34th pick in the 2017 draft. He's got a lot of power. 6'2", 210 pounds. Ethan Small, he could wind up. He's a left-hander, middle of the round rotation. He's 22 years old. I want you to watch out for Ethan Small as a potential pitcher. He's a last round pick in this year's MLB draft. He's a safe prospect, but this kid could be pretty good. And those are really the big names that strike me from Milwaukee who have a chance to be seen this year. Corey Ray, who I neglected to talk about before, he was supposed to be something. He was the Brewers' first-round pick in the 2016. He's failed to live up to the hype. Failed. He's 25 years old now. Failed to hit, I believe he's 25. Either 23, yeah, he's 25. He's got true raw power, but he struggles to hit home runs. He stole 6 out of 9 bases. He hit 8 home runs. He hit 222 in AAA. He's a center fielder. And look, if Lorenzo Cain really falters, but this kid is no more than a fourth outfielder. So he was someone that we talked about in the past, no more than a fourth outfielder. Okay? And there you have it, everybody. Got to thank you all for being here in the chat room. Okay? Don't forget, Sunday, Andrea and I will be on Sirius Radio. And the draft guide is ready. If you'd like to order the draft guide, just it's a fantastic job that Andrea has done. I would say fantastic. King Hap is here, SP Fan, who did order the draft guide. Thank you so much, SP Fan. If you'd like to order the draft guide, Andy, could you put a link up in the chat room, please? Okay? So, don't forget, if you're in a league, Andy, put up the draft guide link. Don't forget that if you are in an only league, absolutely do not allow players who are traded to be lost from your team. Don't do it, okay? Would you ever tear up a transcript? There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Andrea has put the link to the chat, to the podcast, I got to take a rest, man. I've just been killing it. There's the link. If you want to buy the draft guide, please. You get 30% off if you're in the chat room. 30% off the draft guide, which is only, about $14? Okay? So, come on, everybody. I'll tell you something. The password is Legion 2020. If you're a listener to this podcast, you deserve to get the discount for the chat room people. There it is. Thanks, everybody. Love you all. See you again tomorrow.